Good afternoon, good people, and welcome back to the Global UFO Channel. Today, we have a highly intriguing story for two reasons. The first reason is that you will see a genuine document released by the CIA itself, and the second reason is the incredible story itself. The CIA, or Central Intelligence Agency, and the American agencies you've all heard of, I believe. In short, it is a civilian agency that collects data for national security. It was established in 1947 and has gained a remarkable reputation over the years, both negative and positive. Officially, they deal with counterterrorism, the suppression of weapons of mass destruction, collecting information crucial to national security, and so on. But unofficially, they dabble in all sorts of things, as you'll see in today's story. Recently, they released 13 million pages of once secret documents to the public. Yes, 13 million pages, folks. Among those 13 million pages, this story and document you are currently looking at emerged. The link to this document is in the video description, so if you're interested, check it out. The document is titled, Mars Exploration, dating back to 1984. Some of you might be wondering what this has to do with exploring Mars, as I did. But what's interesting here is how they attempted to explore Mars, because this story could easily become one of the dumbest ever or one that leaves you speechless. What we have here is a recorded session between a targeter, an interviewer, and a remote viewer. Essentially, it's remote viewing. Now, some of you may know what this is, and some may not. In short, astral travel or astral projection is the process in which the soul, our astral body, separates from our physical body but remains connected to the brain. This process can happen spontaneously during sleep and dreaming or be practiced. Individuals can induce this process voluntarily while awake. In the current state, you can travel wherever you want, time does not exist. You can enter other dimensions, and so on. Believe it or not, it doesn't really matter, but the CIA believed it. Remote viewers were given sealed envelopes with information they were interested in, and the remote viewer had no idea what topics they would be questioned about. The only information provided by the remote viewers were coordinates of locations that interested them on Mars. Now, here comes the crazy part. Are you ready? They were interested in specific locations on Mars, but, listen to this, the data about these locations is 1 million years old. Yes, you heard that right. 1 million years old. The remote viewer was supposed to use remote viewing to go back 1 million years in the past to these locations on Mars. Even though the remote viewer had no idea they were dealing with Mars, now, if this story had come from an anonymous source, I wouldn't spend a minute on it. However, since this was released by the CIA itself, if they're releasing documents that prove they're involved in paranormal activities, then what are they really hiding? When we enter these coordinates on Google Mars, as you can see, it will take us very close to the region of the famous face on Mars, for which we will make a video about it. But if this video is accurate, no matter how unbelievable it is, then it's very intriguing that this so-called remote viewer pinpointed a location very close to the face on Mars and the famous pyramid on Mars. You might not have heard of the pyramid yet, but alongside the face on Mars, there's also, I might say, a pyramid, although it doesn't look like a regular pyramid. This pyramid has held up pretty well if it's really 1 million years old. Of course, I'm saying all this assuming that this document is true. This document, the transcript of the conversation, is quite detailed. The remote viewer described a pyramidal structure, a tall building located in a vast valley. He also mentioned that the structure had a yellowish color and then went on to describe what appeared to him as massive sandstorms covering the entire planet. He then described huge megalithic structures covered in sand. The interviewer then tells him to go a bit further back in time, before these geological problems hit the planet, and look for activities. The remote viewer then describes seeing very tall and thin people in strange attire. He describes enormous buildings, pyramids with a bright shine, megalithic walls, and roads. He then describes pyramids with entrances that served as shelters for these people from the sandstorms, describing them more as places for a form of hibernation. Based on what I've read, this describes a civilization on the brink of extinction, and let's keep going because the story is getting crazier and crazier. He goes on to mention how this ancient civilization, in hibernation in narrow chambers between the storms, is waiting for an answer. An answer from a group of them who left the planet in search of a new place to live. Now, what should I say about all this? Because I've already mentioned that if this were a text from anyone else, I'd cross it out as complete fiction 99% of the time. However, this is the CIA itself publishing it. If they're publishing documents like this, which prove their involvement in all sorts of paranormal stuff, then what are they really hiding? It's a question that makes you wonder. Has this ancient civilization found a new home, and was that new home Earth? Why do I say Earth? Because it would partly explain the legends of giants who once roamed the Earth, which we will cover in a video soon. If you understand the English language and are interested in the details, read the transcript because I've left out quite a few details, but I've told you the most important parts. What's your take on all this? Total nonsense, or is there something to it? The truth can sometimes be so incredible that we dismiss it as utter nonsense from the start. In any case, this would make for an excellent movie script. Thank you all for watching, and if you're still listening, it means you've watched the video to the end, and I'm really interested in your opinions in the comments. What do you think of this story? I know it's bizarre, I know it's unbelievable, but remember, the CIA is behind it. If they're releasing such absurdities, in quotes, what real secrets are they hiding? They've released 13 million pages of documents like, here, read them. Among them was this story. So, I really wonder what secrets they are keeping. Thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, hit that like button and support the channel. Also, please leave suggestions and feedback in the comments because every bit of advice is welcome. Every bit of advice is welcome to improve the channel. You are on the Global UFO Channel. Thank you all. See you again soon. Goodbye.